Hey, good people. Well, it's been a couple of nights since we got a chance to talk. Laying in bed, the air is turned down low because it's hot outside. Gotta turn the air off up here on the second floor because it burns a lot of electricity. Walked up here, it was 85 degrees. I said, oh, no, no, no. I'm not going to say I have my bonnet on. I have a flap because since I got this cute little pixie-ish cut that you guys had mentioned that caused me to cut all my hair off, I can't keep anything on my head. The bonnet slips off at night. That scarf that I tie around my head gives me a headache, and the slack slips up. So if you guys have any idea on what I can put on my head so that I can look decent in the morning, just shoot me a comment and let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. Well, we got another day in the books, guys. Another day in the books. This morning started off kind of rough for me. I had some things go on, and for a little while I forgot myself, and I had to say, where is your faith? Where is your faith? And after I went on a rant and was totally upset about something that possibly could have had a simple solution, which I did solve the problem. But a simple solution, I just went, my mind went everywhere, and I forgot to trust and believe in God, and I forgot how easy it is, when things are going good, to say thank God. But we have to remember too that when things are not so good, to say thank God, I need you, and I think a lot of times we operate on past behaviors, past experiences, and we react because of the way that things happened in the past, and forget that every experience is new and it could have a new solution. And if we keep focusing on, and I'm speaking to myself now, I'm speaking to myself too, if we continue to focus on the solutions that we had in the past, then will the past keep repeating itself? Does that make any sense? I don't know. It don't make any sense to me right now either. I'm not rambling, but I'm just saying, because of past experiences, we react the way that we react, and we don't give things a chance to change or, see new things, or see things in a new light with new eyes, if that makes sense, I'm not going to do any more explaining. I just know that I still have some change left. Even at my age, I still have some changing to do, some learning to do, some growing to do, and some things to push past. I was listening to Eric Thomas this morning, and he was like, just keep on going, and stuff like that. It don't matter where you came from. Every time you evolve and you grow, you become a different person, and you have to kill that old person. And I was like, you know what? You are correct. Let's just get rid of that person that I was, a year ago. She has to go, because I'm embracing something new, something different, and I'm all for learning new things. And this chapter is so exciting, and I'm having and I was up until this morning, having such a good time, and sometimes we let the little things kill our mood, and make them bigger than they need to be, and that steals our joy, and I think for myself, I felt like it was a form of ungratefulness, because I have so many things to be grateful for, and we've been blessed, exceedingly and abundantly. Man, I was watching one of these judge shows this week, and I have to stop with the judge show for a minute. So, you know how like you're on a journey, okay? And people just do things to really piss you off. So I'm going to have this girl go sit down moment. So whenever you lose a large amount of weight, especially if you lose it fast, we all know that you have loose skin. All right, and that's a upsetting situation, and it's not a reward for all the hard work that you do to lose the weight. Okay, and we do have some body image disturbances because of it. Well, they had this child, Lord have mercy, on TikTok. Okay, she was thin. Well, she looked thin, and she had the wrap around her waist. You know, the waist trainer situation, but it was around her whole abdomen, waist. You know, up her torso. Okay, so it was just pretty much like compressing everything. Tell me why that child ripped the whole thing off and just showed everything, and all of it just came out. The skin, the skin folds, the flaps. And I have nothing against that, and it's not about body shaming, but it's just, for me, the way it was done, it made me sad, you know, because people who are on a journey, you know, who are thicker, you know, will see that and say, I think I'm gonna keep what I have, because if it looks like this, you know. So it wasn't encouraging. It wasn't encouraging. It was discouraging. You know, it was. And I wish people would consider the feelings of other people when they do things. You know, and yeah, you know, like I said, the weight loss portion, that is wonderful, because you're doing a whole lot for your health. So if you're doing that, keep on keeping on. I'm a thick girl myself, you know, and I'm going to keep on keeping on, and, you know, using the program that I have, I'm doing it gradually so my skin, okay, and what's under that skin can have time to remold itself and comply and all this other stuff, you know. And for those who have lost it fast, you know, congratulations. But for those of you who, and I felt to myself like it was a little bit of anger behind that and some self-deprecation, and if I'm wrong, you know, then you guys are welcome to let me know that I'm wrong. But there's a mental health factor to that, and to me, it was a tad bit disturbing. You know, I had a little conversation about that with somebody else, and it was like, no, you know, that could be body positivity, you know, and just saying, you know what, this is how I am, this is who I am, and this is what I look like, and I'm not ashamed of it. Well, great. You know, but for me, it just did me funny, because I was like, wait a minute, what is this? You know, but like I said, I guess different strokes for different folks. But whenever you guys are on these TikToks and all of this other stuff, please consider the feelings of other people, and, you know, how they feel on their journey and the things that they're trying to accomplish. Because, you know, after all that hard work, things may not be just the way that you want them to be, but don't hinder anybody else's journey. You know, just let them be and consider their feelings, and let's show each other some love, and let's show ourselves some love, you know. But going back to being grateful and ungrateful, I was watching this judge show. It was Judge Joseph, but it wasn't Joe Brown, though. It was somebody else, and they had a poor little girl who had lost her family and both of her parents, like within 6 months, and had lost a place to live, and she was living in her car, and then she went to the bathroom to clean up, and her car got towed, and she was saying, I'm doing all the right things, and I don't know why these things keep happening to me. And she was on her wit's end. She was on like her last, you could tell, you know. And that judge really came through for that child. Got those charges removed, helped her find a job. You know, if you guys are in a position to bless somebody, even a little bit, to stop them from being on the brink of breaking, do it. Do it. Whatever you can do. Because sometimes you could be that person's last straw, or you could be the fence that holds them up. Well, guys, I love you. I'm tired. I had a trying day. Pray for me. I will pray for you. And until next time, God bless you all. Thank you.